Breaking free, reclaiming your life from narcissistic traps and organized stalking. Exiting these traps entails liberating oneself from pervasive control and manipulation. Deprogramming involves dismantling the detrimental conditioning imposed upon you. Boundary reconstruction is the process of establishing healthy and protective limits. These steps are essential for reclaiming autonomy over your life, and trauma recovery is pivotal in healing emotional wounds. Cognitive reframing is instrumental in altering negative thought patterns, while no-contact strategies are vital for safeguarding against further harm. These methodologies empower you to regain control over your life. The benefits of these strategies are profound and far-reaching, and you can reconstruct your sense of self and attain personal peace. Knowledge and support are now your most formidable allies in this psychological warfare. The hidden wounds. Recognizing the impact of prolonged manipulation. Prolonged manipulation inflicts profound psychological damage. Victims frequently experience anxiety and profound sadness. Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, is a common consequence. Complex PTSD, or CPTSD, can emerge from sustained trauma. These conditions significantly disrupt daily functioning, also causing sleep disturbances and possibly nightmares for the target. Flashbacks can vividly resurrect the trauma at any time. These psychological wounds necessitate gentle care and understanding. Self-esteem and self-worth are often severely compromised, often worsening with time. Narcissists perpetually criticize and belittle their targets. Gaslighting induces doubt in one's own perceptions. You may begin to internalize their negative assertions. This erosion of self is a fundamental aspect of the abuse. Reconstructing your sense of self is a vital step in the healing process. It requires time to dismantle this detrimental conditioning. Remember, your intrinsic worth remains intact. Confusion and cognitive dissonance can be prevalent due to the abuser's actions often contradicting their words. This creates a persistent state of mental unease for the targeted individual. For the target, reconciling the narcissist's words and actions becomes a struggle. Trusting your own judgment becomes increasingly difficult. Isolation is a primary tactic employed by abusers, so learn to reach out even in small ways, which can be immensely beneficial for your well-being. The initial step to liberation: recognizing the abuse and ensuring safety. Recognizing the abuse is a courageous initial step. It is essential to validate your own distressing experiences. Acknowledge that the abuse was never your fault. Narcissists are adept at shifting blame onto their victims. Being targeted is not indicative of weakness. You exhibit strength by surviving such ordeals. This realization marks the beginning of reclaiming your power. Your emotions and perceptions are indeed valid. Overcoming denial can be profoundly challenging. It is natural to want to minimize the pain. You might have hoped for improvement. Confronting the reality of the abuse is arduous. This denial serves as a coping mechanism but impedes healing. Permit yourself to perceive the situation with clarity now. Confronting this reality requires immense courage. This step, though painful, paves the way to freedom. Implement practical measures to ensure your immediate safety. Meticulously document all instances of abuse or stalking. Maintain records of dates, times, and specific details. Inform trusted friends, family, or professionals. Evaluate the availability of legal options. Your physical and emotional safety is of utmost importance. These actions contribute to creating a safer space for healing. Healing the trauma, gentle pathways to recovery. The journey of healing from trauma is deeply personal. It is a gradual process that unfolds over time. Cultivate patience and self-compassion throughout this journey. Recovery does not adhere to a fixed timeline. Every incremental step forward is a significant achievement. The objective is to process and integrate your experiences. This integration facilitates forward movement in life. Gentle approaches often yield the most effective results. Numerous therapeutic modalities can aid in your healing. Trauma-informed therapy is specifically tailored for this purpose. Therapists are adept at navigating the complexities of abuse. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing (EMDR) assists in processing traumatic memories. Somatic experiencing addresses the body's response to trauma. Identifying the appropriate therapist and therapeutic method is crucial. Do not hesitate to explore various therapeutic options. Professional support can provide invaluable guidance. Self-compassion is a fundamental aspect of the healing process. Extend to yourself the same kindness you would offer a friend. Recognize your pain without judgment. Understand that your reactions are typical responses to trauma. Refrain from self-blame or harsh self-criticism. Nurture yourself as you navigate this path. Prioritize your well-being above all else. Rewiring your thoughts, the power of cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing is a technique that facilitates the transformation of negative thought patterns. Often, abusers instill these detrimental thoughts within your psyche. Consequently, you may internalize beliefs that are fundamentally untrue. Reframing involves perceiving these thoughts from a different perspective. This method enables you to challenge and modify these ingrained beliefs. Through this process, you gain the power to reclaim control over your mind. You can cultivate healthier thought patterns. Cognitive reframing is a potent tool for emotional recovery. Begin by identifying common negative thoughts that stem from the abuse. Thoughts such as, "I am worthless," are prevalent, or "It was all my fault and I deserved it." Perhaps you believe, "I'll never escape this feeling." These beliefs are remnants of the abuser's influence. They do not reflect your true self. Recognizing these thoughts is the initial step towards altering them. Document them to gain clarity. Employ straightforward techniques to reframe these thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought unequivocally true? Seek evidence that contradicts the negative thought. Substitute the negative thought with a positive affirmation. Instead of "I am worthless," affirm "I have inherent worth." Regularly repeat these new affirmations to yourself. Severing the ties, implementing no contact with narcissists. No contact entails terminating all forms of communication with the narcissist. This is an essential measure for recuperating from their psychological abuse. Continued interaction perpetuates emotional distress and hinders healing. It enables the narcissist to persist in their manipulative behaviors. No contact provides the necessary space for personal recovery. This measure safeguards your emotional and mental health. It establishes a definitive boundary that communicates a firm cessation. This decision prioritizes your safety and tranquility. Implement practical steps to enforce no contact effectively. Block their phone numbers and email addresses. Remove or block them on all social media platforms. Avoid locations where you might encounter them. Inform mutual acquaintances of your decision to cease contact. Request that they do not relay messages or information. This may necessitate distancing yourself from certain enabling individuals. Your primary objective is to establish a definitive separation. Implementing no contact can be profoundly challenging. You may experience guilt, particularly if they feign remorse. Narcissists often employ hoovering tactics to draw you back in. They may resort to promises, threats, or appeals for pity. Remain resolute in your decision for your own well-being. Remind yourself of the reasons behind your choice for no contact. Rely on your support network during these challenging times. Breaking the chains. Deprogramming from manipulative tactics. Victims of narcissistic abuse are frequently conditioned. Manipulators employ specific strategies to exert control over you. Gaslighting perpetually causes you to question your reality. Love bombing inundates you with intense premature affection. Triangulation introduces a third party into conflicts. These tactics foster confusion and dependency. Comprehending these methods is crucial to deprogramming yourself. You begin to discern the patterns clearly. The process entails identifying these tactics in your past. Reflect on your interactions with the narcissist. Document when and how these methods were employed. Recognizing the manipulation enables you to detach from its effects. You start to perceive their behavior objectively. This diminishes the power these tactics hold over you. Learning to identify red flags safeguards your future. You become more attuned to manipulative behaviors. Re-educate yourself about healthy relationship dynamics. Learn what genuine respect and care truly entail. Healthy relationships are founded on trust and equality. Communication is open, honest, and kind. Boundaries are respected by both parties. There is no perpetual power struggle or control. Understanding this empowers you to establish new standards. Rebuilding your fortress. Establishing and enforcing healthy boundaries. The establishment of healthy boundaries is paramount for your overall well-being. Boundaries delineate what is acceptable and unacceptable in your interactions. In the aftermath of abuse, your boundaries may have been compromised. Reconstructing them is akin to erecting a protective fortress. These boundaries safeguard your emotional, mental, and physical domains. Boundaries are indicative of self-respect and self-care. They are indispensable for fostering healthy relationships. You possess the inherent right to establish and uphold them. Identify your personal thresholds in various aspects of life. Reflect on your emotional limits. What depletes your energy? Consider your physical boundaries, personal space and touch. What are your mental limits regarding conversations or topics? Recognizing your limits is the initial step in setting boundaries. These limits are unique to you and entirely valid. Pay attention to your feelings. They guide you to your needs. Learn to articulate your boundaries clearly and assertively. Utilize I statements to convey your needs. For instance, I feel uncomfortable when you speak to me that way, or I need some time alone right now. You are not obligated to over-explain or apologize for your boundaries. Embracing your power, a future free from narcissistic traps. Recovery from narcissistic abuse and stalking is attainable. The journey may be extensive, but healing is achievable. You have acquired significant strength through this ordeal. The resilience you have cultivated will serve you well. You are not defined by the abuse you have endured. Instead, you are defined by your survival and growth. Embrace this newfound strength within yourself. Your spirit is capable of profound healing. Begin to rediscover the parts of yourself that were lost. Reconnect with hobbies and passions you once enjoyed. Explore new interests that bring you joy. Set goals for your future that inspire you. The abuser may have suppressed your dreams. Now is the time to reclaim them fully. This process of self-discovery is empowering. You are creating a life aligned with your true self. You are now equipped to build healthy relationships. These will be based on mutual respect and trust. You now recognize the red flags of manipulation. You understand how to set and maintain boundaries. Seek connections with individuals who uplift and support you. True intimacy thrives in safety and equality. You deserve relationships that nurture your soul,